Hey Josh, how's it going today?
It's good, Jared.
It's
How are
good.
you?
I'm pretty well. I'm pretty well. Can you just tell me and everyone else about yourself, a little about yourself, please?
Um, I came from New York, uh, Long Island, around that area. I went to Sachem High School. I played a little bit of basketball in my day, a little bit of soccer, and captain of a few sports. Um, in college, I have been in three different clubs: the psychology club, the neuroscience club, and uh, the Jewish Student Union Club. And I that's pretty much it. I'm a neuroscience major, so I guess you can kind of tell that from all the clubs that I'm in with psychology, dealing with psychology.
All right, great. So here, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my idea, and then I'm gonna ask you for your general opinion, and then I'm gonna ask you some more specific questions. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's good. I like
Okay.
to hear these specific questions to be first, Specific question first, and then is that not how it goes?
No, I'm gonna ask you the general one first. It's just generally about your opinion, and then. All right. So here's my idea. So my idea is in states where marijuana is legalized, because obviously legality is a huge issue, to have THC infused protein shakes. Now, the reason that I think that this is a good idea is because after your workout, your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments, joints, everything gets inflamed.
I
So,
see.
not only are you getting the muscle recovery from the protein in itself, but you're going to get an anti-inflammatory agent as the THC oil, because the THC oil is infused in it, and now you're going to get the muscle recovery, but you're also going to get the
Wow.
anti-inflammation. Uh, do you think that that's a good idea? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think that's a great idea. I think that would be a real seller, and people would really buy that. Like the whole thing is that you can also get it all natural because weed is pretty natural. I mean, marijuana is pretty natural. It's a plant, grows out of the ground. That's what plants do.
Right,
And
so we could produce it organically.
what?
So we would be able to produce an organic product as well.
Exactly, exactly. You can sell to a different market, and I like the idea a lot. I mean, it's definitely building. It's like growing into the new marijuana business, which is definitely very lucrative at the moment, and in the future, I definitely think that this is a good business plan. I hope that you go on to see how this goes.
All right, so I have three major target audiences. The first one is professional athletes. The reason I say professional athletes is that there was a recent poll done on NFL players, and over 70% of them thought that marijuana should be legalized for treatment for anti-inflammation, to reduce headaches. Um, so if these high-end athletes think that it would be a good idea and that they would like to use it, I think that that would be a great potential target customer clientele for it. Do you think that it would make it in the professional athlete market?
Oh, 100%. I mean, not only the NFL, but recently, Steve Kerr, coach of the Golden State Warriors, has openly supported the use of weed, and and other players have also said that that their teammates, some of them have played better on marijuana. So I'm just gonna have to agree with you that professional athletes are very, very big and very profitable target audience.
Great, thank you. So the next potential audience that I had was college students. The reason I think that college students would do this is because marijuana, first of all, is quite prevalent in college students. And then second of all, um, a lot of college kids are relatively active. They're fit. They either play a sport, they work out.
I agree.
they ride their bike to school, they walk to class. They're physically active in some way, so I think that they would benefit from the protein, the muscle regeneration from the protein, and then also I feel like most kids at this time in their age are just relatively sore at some part of their body, their ankles, their wrists, and the anti-inflammatory agents in THC would would help them. Do you think that this would be good on a in college campuses?
Oh, definitely in the college campus. I mean, besides the whole weed being huge in college campuses, most of my friends work out on a daily or weekly basis, and they're always talking about how they're sore in some body part or another. So definitely weed infused protein would be a huge seller in college industry. Anything that has to do with weed would probably be huge in a college setting. Like an edible business, if insomnia cookies mixed with an edible business, that would be huge too. I mean, weed is just a big seller nowadays, and there's just so much potential for this. Also, weed being a natural anti-inflammatory, so it just seems like it goes hand in hand with with exercising and working out on a daily basis.
Great, thank you for that. So, before I tell you my last main target group, there's I forgot to explain before the reason why I think that we need an alternative anti-inflammatory. Things like Advil or Tylenol, they're called non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and these drugs could actually cause blood clotting. There have been no known side effects of marijuana, and it has been shown to be an anti-inflammatory. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick because I forgot to mention that before. Now, with that being said, my third and last main target.
Wait. I can see that too because I also know about these other anti-inflammatory drugs and painkillers that could be also addictive. People get addicted to these Advils, opioids that they use for painkillers. Very, very different. It's very different than weed.
Great, thank you. And then the last target audience that I had specifically was the elderly, surprisingly. And the reason that I think that this would be successful in an elderly population is because a lot of these adults, a lot of these older people, they have arthritis or lower back pain, and as most people know, arthritis is an inflammation disease, and because it's an inflammation disease, marijuana might be able to reduce the inflammation, and not only that, but the elderly population is known to like kind of shrink, decay, lose muscle mass. I think that the protein would help. The protein would help counteract that. So, do you think that it would be successful in an elderly population?
Well, it's kind of like a so-so, like 50-50 chance. Like I can 100% see how the marijuana can, the anti-inflammatory effects of the marijuana can definitely counteract arthritis' pains in the joints and stuff like that. I can see that, but the protein's kind of iffy. Like 100%, the elderly need protein in their diets that they might not normally get from all the food that they eat every day. But I just don't know if that would sell. Like I agree that they need it. I just don't see the elderly buying protein. It's just, but I can definitely see it another way. Like if it was a weed infused tea or something like that, tea bags, that can be similar for the elderly. But protein, I don't know. It's like a 50-50 shot if it's the right target audience.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate the criticism. I'll be sure to take that into account if I end up moving forward with this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one last question. Let's say this did get passed and I got it in GNC per se. Do you think that a big name company like this would be willing to support marijuana?
100%. If it's completely if it's nationally legal, and the federal government is fine with this, and if every single professional sports like the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, the MLS, things like that, the NCAA, even endorsed marijuana supplements as an exercise supplement, I can 100% see GNC hopping on the bandwagon with this weed industry, and they'd make a lot of money. It'd be smart of them.
Fantastic. All right, Josh. Thank you so much for your time.
Anytime, Jared. Thanks.